of that. You never want to drive around any barricades. They're there for a reason. And we've got a whole lot of roads that are actually closed off and flooded tonight in the Northeast.
And on that note, Jackie, about the barricades and the markers, early in an event, there's not always going to be that. You might be the first on the scene. That's something to remember. And, of course, you know, can't be everywhere all the time, so not everything is necessarily going to be marked. You got to use your wits and hopefully employ some common sense at times.
Yeah, and it's especially difficult at night. The sun is down now. Everything's dark out. It's going to be tough to see. But, boy, this has been quite the storm, how everything unfolded. And we started out in Florida, went into the Carolinas. Now we're dealing with New England. But this video from the Southeast yesterday, just yesterday.
Yeah, well, watch this again. You see the rocking chair moving around right there, kind of rocking around as if someone's sitting in it, but that's the wind. Yeah, it's a little creepy, isn't it? Yeah. And then the American flag as well going to take a bit of a beating here in the wind. Same with the flagpole, not lasting.
No, we had really strong wind gusts all throughout the duration of this thing. You know, it intensified pretty much the whole time as it went up the coast. We had some low pressure records that were broken too for the month of December in a few states into the Southeast.
So this really got going here over the weekend on Saturday with some heavy rain in Florida, then marching up through the Carolinas yesterday. This was the scene in Charleston, absolutely getting clobbered by a ton of rain. Charleston, however, is quite prone to flooding. So this is a scene that we have seen before time and again, but nonetheless, it can't be fun if you're trying to get to school, work, the library, or wherever you need to be.
Right. I know. I'm trying to figure out what's going on there with that person leaving their car. Maybe they just gave up and didn't feel like they were safe to go anywhere anymore.
Getting a push. At first, it looked like they were parked, but no, maybe not.
I don't know. Well, we saw her get out of the car, right?
Yeah, no, like kind of walk away like no biggie.
Yeah. I don't think she was returning her library books.
No, it didn't seem that way. Here's what's happening right now, what we were watching as far as the video goes here. This showing the scene in Massachusetts and in Hampshire County. The water going over the roads at times, around the trees, both of which typically not what is expected or planned for, frankly.
Yeah, and there's a lot of debris in there too, right? Huge pieces of wood and stumps and trees sometimes, and who knows what else. So you got to stay away from that. Let's take a look at some of the storm reports and talk about what happened over the weekend in case you missed it or tuned out, or you just kind of want to get some of the superlatives here. There you can see our area of low pressure. Remember, this thing developed in the Gulf. It hooked up with that upper low that was coming in from New Mexico into Texas. This all kind of bombed out, moved off the coast actually into the Carolinas here, and then worked its way up into the Northeast and into New England. Right now it's still up there over northern New England, but look at all this moisture getting drawn up and carried around it. This taps into the Caribbean, you guys. So this is, you know, that tropical moisture that's feeding in, and one of the reasons why our rainfall amounts have just been incredible. We had a lot of records that were broken. This is for Saturday alone, just in the Florida Peninsula. Every city that you see listed here, that city broke a record. It was a daily record, a 24